The Adventure of Clouded Kokoro.
I begin to think, Wilson, said Sholmes, turning his head languidly in my direction, that there is more to this case than that which we have observed. Indeed, that there may be another part to this story that we are yet to discover. His eyes wandered, following the steam rising from his cup of herbal tea, leading him to the distant memory of that snowy evening. To the young lady collapsed on the pavement along Briar Road, and to the knife in her back. Lit in the soft glow of gas lamps, a most extraordinary scene had been set. And under the cover of a light fog, the curtain had risen silently on the insoluble mystery of our invisible killer.
Hello. Welcome again to Ace Attorney, ladies and gentlemen. We are here in this peculiar occasion where probably we are gonna deal the murder of Mr. Gilded Boy. We'll see how it is. Is the professionalism. Revelation, I would like to say. Did you sleep last night, Mr. Naruhodo? No, not at all. Strange. It was a nurse motel, wasn't it? The room would look serious. I feel like we were staying in a palace with all the gas lights twinkling. It was brighter than day even in the middle of the night. What about nerves and beds after my time on the SS Buria? Wasn't going to waste a single inch of that space. Bitch. I spent the entire time rolling from one side of the mattress to another. Oh yes, it really was sort of thing you can only dream of normally. Except I learned that we owe £3 for the room. That dream quickly turned into a nightmare. Oops, sorry about that. The building was so impressive and the entrance so inviting. I just wandered in without thinking. A lodging house in Japan, the sum of money would put a roof over your head for a whole year. I did try, but I'm afraid I couldn't help my tears when I were presented with a bill. Really, I'm sorry. How much was £1 back in the days? I guess it's around 50 euros, right? Back in the days? I could be wrong. I don't really know the pricing. Well, never mind, we must find some more affordable lodging straight away, though. If we were not careful, our entire stipend will be used up in 10 days or less. Oh, London is a scary place. London, it is a scary place. It's still a scary place. Good morning to you at this early hour. Oh yes, well... Good morning to you, Lord Chief Justice. We have a report on the outcome of the trial of the Old Bailey yesterday. Susan is amazing. She doesn't bat an eyelid, even in the presence of the imposing Lord Strongheart. Yes, I believe you had a very comprehensive initiation into the British system. Oh yes, very eye-opening, thank you. And in accordance with your instruction, Lord Strongheart, Mr. Hall performed his duty to the end. To the bitter end, I guess. Yes, I've already been appraised of that event. You conduct a remarkable defense. You may consider to test past, I guess. No longer are you a student from the Empire of Japan. You may henceforth claim to be a fully fledged lawyer. The country is delighted to welcome young talent from such a remote wasteland. Thank you very much. So I'm a lawyer now. Now, in a view of your new appointment, I have a fresh case in mind for you. I'd like you to take it on at once. I trust that won't be a problem. Another case already? I've been paid for this? Nothing trains a lawyer better than a practical experience, I'm sure. I don't sense dissatisfaction, do I? Just that yesterday's trial ended up unusually. I haven't quite come terms with it. Well, come to terms with. The man was cleared. What more were you hoping for? Well, yeah. Flashbacks. If you want to know more about this, watch the previous episode. Well, lots of it has been pleasure, so he has, so my dear fella, I couldn't have asked for a better defense, blah blah blah, okay. Okay, we got it, boy, we got it! I just can't help wondering if Mitigator really was innocent. Mr. Naruhodo, he just that I never managed to assert the truth, and then the trial ended. Well, you needn't let him trouble you for a second longer. Sorry? How do you mean, no strong heart? Magnus McGill passed away immediately following the trial. No! What? Mr. McGilded? Dead? I have 19 minutes and 41 seconds until my next engagement. Time enough to talk. Why we're going to investigate? Oh, we're gonna investigate. Tell me. Oh. Tell me, please. Don't understand what happened. He was cocked in that bloody carriage that we saw in the previous episode. After the trial concluded yesterday, there was a great commotion at Old Bailey. As you presumably call, an omnibus had been wheeled into the courtroom. Yeah, I did. Yes, of course, that was the scene of the crime, which Mr. Midgilder had been accused of. Precisely. Well, while the battlefield tangent was diverted by some other matter, the wheels went up in flames. No. How could such thing have happened? In the courtroom? There's been investigated as we speak, but already. The police have identified a corpse found inside the charred shell of the carriage as that of a McGilded. That's awful. The man must have slept inside while at least the battlefield attention was elsewhere. That battlefield really needs to pay more attention. And how could that have happened? That is also being investigated as we speak. Thinking back now, immediately after the trial, Mr. Gator did mention going back to the courtroom to look at the omnibus. It's just a formality at this point, he said. Well, Emma's been making tracks now. It's time for the inspection. Sorry? What inspection? They're going to examine the omnibus again, someone told. Ask if I could be present for it myself. An inspection of the omnibus. Not to my knowledge. I don't believe Scotland Yard had any attention to examine the carriage. But then what's Mr. Gator talking about? Never mind that now. The yard is making out through investigation. This matter is no longer any concern of yours. Leave it to the police. Poor McGilded. Poor bastard. So what happened to the British court? So, how did you find your first taste of our country's Supreme Court? Stressful. Oh well, I don't know. I mean, it was wow. It was wow. Best expression ever. You don't want to say something bad. Mr. Naruhodo means that the whole experience was stabbed into the solemnity of Great Britain's long history. It's really a word apart from our own judicial system in Japan, which is only a few short decades old. Now Susanto-san has us charged away with words. And you seem to have a way of failing to find the right ones. The judicial system here is the most advanced in the world. Learn all you can. It looks terrible. The most advanced in the world, is it? I was fortunate that your very first trial was a simple affair. Simple affair? What? That was simple? As I believe I mentioned yesterday morning, it was a trial you couldn't lose. I don't mean to be contrary, Lord Strongheart, but the case was anything but simple. The circumstances of the case were so incriminating, I was stunned at first I heard them. In fact, I'm still finding hard to believe that we managed to get a favorable verdict. Is something funny? No, my apologies. However, the fact is that you did receive the not guilty verdict you set out to achieve. And that can only be attributed to exceptional talent, wouldn't you agree? Well, I don't know about that. Well, never mind. You exceed my expectation, I freely admit it. That much at least as is undeniable truth. Which is precisely why I have prepared a new case for you that I mentioned before. What's going on? What was he going to say before? You know? Then is this... could you perhaps give us some more details about the new case you mentioned? Don't tell me, it's a murder, the trial starts in 10 minutes. Don't worry, it's nothing so alarming or quite so urgent as your last assignment. In fact, this case is completely different. You say so? Oh, I see. Did they just read my mind? That is to say, no one has died. Us? Yet. Yeah, yet. What do you mean by yet? And the trial will not be today. There is plenty of time to research the case truly. 23 hours, 43 minutes, and 90 seconds to be precise. Uh-huh. So the trial is tomorrow then. Wait. Is everything right? Oh, yes. Just a little confused, that's all. Yes, the trial was... Well, it left me wondering if I'm really cut off of being a lawyer. Mr. Naruhodo. I don't know if I could face standing on a courtroom again after make a big deal this trial. Ah yes, I nearly forgot. There is one similarity with yesterday's case. Once again, there is currently no one to advocate for the defense. Oh. If the situation remains unchanged, the trial will start tomorrow with the defendants unrepresented. And if that happens, I need to remind you of the inevitable outcome. The most terrible end awaits the defendant. The old capital punishment. Yes, that's right. Oh, here we go again. Here we go again! Oh shit, here we go again. Your time is up, you will have excuse me. I would advise you to begin making preparation for tomorrow's trial. After all, the clock is ever ticking. There is now about 23 hours, 26 minutes and 39 seconds until the court sits. Last time he mentioned the 23 hours, he said there was plenty of time. Plenty! And one more thing, Mr. Naruhodo. There is something I should like to ask you. Oh, what's that? Yesterday you remarked upon something. That you intend to see through the will of your late compatriot, Mr. Asogi. I will be interested to hear what exactly you mean by that. Inside 34 seconds. Kazuma always used to say, you see, as he wanted to learn how the greatest justice system in the world works so he could change ours in Japan. Now that he's gone, I'd like to work towards that myself, and there's another thing. Another thing? Continue. On the way here, on the steamship, he says something to me. There's something very important I have to do. Something very important. What exactly would that be? He never had the chance to tell me. I suppose he would have done if he had never made it to Great Britain. You're out of time. Well, thank you for an enlightening discussion. Mr. Hill, what's all this about? Mr. Asogi never once mentioned anything of the sort to me. I urge you both to focus your attention on the matter at hand. I will take the liberty to summon the police inspector in charge of the case. He'll be able to provide you with the details. No one has been there. So, I wish you the best luck. I bid you farewell. There's something very important I have to do, Kazuma-sama. What do you mean? Wish I knew, but honestly he never told me. Anyway, yeah, I'd better talk to the detective, don't you think? Yes, you're right. I'm right, am I? Hope I'm just imagining, but I wouldn't say he looks pleased to see us at all. I guess nobody will be. Oh, I have to actually examine this poor bastard there in front of me. Why do you have something from Petersburg? Oh, it's bread. Oh, it's potatoes. Oh, go we traveling? Petersburg. No, Mr. Sorry, something common in Amsterdam. What do you think? Oh, lovely weather, isn't it? What's the weather to go to do with anything? He said to me, you young Japanese upstart. Some frippery about the weather doesn't get every English getting eaten out of your hand, you know? Oh, but Susato-san told me it was a foolproof? I'm busy man, I'm very busy man. Yeah, true, yeah, jeez. So it's a crime scene to the investigator, but I haven't ever given a like to you talking to. Very sorry. Can you imagine what the other officers there will be saying, huh? Haven't seen Gregson anywhere, have you? No, he's too busy being the big wigs these days. No, because of some bobby was here on a John Crumb country I've never heard of. Hear the ripping sound is my reputation with the yard going to tatters. No need to rip us apart. There's no need to rip us apart as well. No need we being introduced. This is Mr. Ryunosuke Naruhodo, a defense lawyer. Huh? It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. I'm Mr. Naruhodo, judicial assistant, Susato. Huh? It's lovely weather we are having today, isn't it? It is unseasonably fine. I grant you, London winters don't see a lot of sunshine. Unbelievable! How did she pull that off? Lord Strongheart has asked me to fill you in on the case. The name is Tobias Gregson. Inspector Gregson to you. I'm from Scotland Yard. Gregson? Inspector Gregson. What's the matter with Susato-san? Does the writing name mean something to her? Oh no, he's one of the show story. Are you perhaps the Inspector Gregson? You are acting like you know this man, Miss Susato. On the detective. Oh, I don't know him. Very well, in fact. Very well. Yes, he's featured prominently in the Adventure of Sherlock Holmes. In type of publication is called again Brand's magazine. That's right, Inspector Gregson and Mr. Holmes enjoy a wonderful friendly rivalry. Really? Your rival the great Mr. Holmes? That's incredible. Well, I don't know about that. Mr. Holmes is now professional like myself, of course, but he does come up with the goods from time to time. Mr. Holmes is equally complimentary about you, Inspector, isn't he? You earn his highest praise. Gregson is the peak of a bad lot of the Scotland Yards. Those were in his own words. That's his highest praise. Well, Mr. Holmes in particular I know for giving compliments, you see. That is not, and thanks to that magazine my name's known all over London town now. That's great, isn't it? Let me admit that to start with I was a little, well, flattered by all the attention. I don't want to shake my hand and my reputation at the yard went through the roof. Well, that's wonderful. No, it's not. There's nothing more sinister than the man on the street. People are always looking at me now. There's whispering rumors about me under their breath, I'm sure. Rumors? Are you quite sure? It changed since he started appearing in those stories. The fame's gone into his sad stuff like that. Gosh, do you really think people are saying such mean-spirited things about you? Well, like I said, they whisper, so I can't catch exactly what they're saying. I know what folk are. I'm sure what they're saying. I'm sure X is X. X is X. I get the feeling this detective will be very hard work. Oh dear, perhaps a sudden rise to fame does change people. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Please. So I'm about the case of the Lord Chief Justice mentioned before. Nothing to tell, really. Nothing to tell. As far as we're concerned at the yard, it couldn't be simpler. Simpler? Oh dear, that probably means. As far as we're concerned as lawyers, it couldn't be more complicated. I'm sure we're wrong about that, you know? But I have a nasty feeling we're alright. A young woman was walking along the pavement on the Briar Road when she was stabbed from behind. Fortunately, it wasn't fatal, but she's still laid up in the hospital in Garmshire. That's despicable! I thought the coward would attack the poor woman from behind. Suppose you will have finished whoever it was off with a Susato take it down, would you? That is neither here nor there, Mr. Naruhodo. Brace yourself, Ryunosuke, you won't get here now. Anyway, after something of a whirling wind investigation, the criminal was arrested. He barely had time to cup of tea. The accident took place, to be honest. What? So there must be something. Why I keep where is this? So there must be something left at the scene that led you directly to the culprit. Must be. So perhaps a reliable witness will recognize the person question. Let me stop you right there. It was your time very new to stay one. Sorry? Should we? There's nothing you can do. There's no way to help the bloke, now. Why ever not? Simple. The prosecutor has been assigned to the trial tomorrow. Here's Lord Baron Van Zgias again. 9! Unlike you heard of him then. Oh yes, we are very familiar with Lord Van Zisk. Zix, believed to be a bar binger of death itself, the word of the Bailey. For Barak van Zix, if he has caught only yesterday. Mr. McGill that told us about him before the trial, didn't he? Sorry. When Van Zix stand for the prosecution, they go because his sacrificial lambs. In every single trial which he's been the prosecutor, the accused has been damned. Condemned. It's just damned. His rip of the Bailey nickname. As well he's earned because every defender he advocates against is found guilty, isn't it? Well, if that's the case, we should inform you, Inspector, that in yesterday's trial against Lord Van Zix, Mr. Naruhodo secured a verdict of not guilty. Huh. And what of it? Oh, well, I think... That means even against the Reaper of the Bailey, it's not impossible to save the defendant. Yeah, but the defendant is dead. No, you really don't have a clue, do you? What do you mean? What happened to that bloke in the end? Huh? He's dead. Marius McGill there can cropper in that omnibus when you went up in flames. So you can't rightly say you saved the defendant, can you? What are you saying? Look, if Van Zix could get the dirt to stick on everyone, it'd be a miracle work. Get the dirt to stick on everyone. What? You're a miracle worker, but that's not how it goes. It doesn't work miracles. It works magic, black magic. I had a good long think about it, if I were you. Wait, what? Are we really supposed to believe that? Wait, what? Right, well, I'll fill you. As a request, I'm nearly out of chips. I'll be heading back to the crime scene, just to carry out a few investigations there. It was a Briar Road, you say, didn't you? Where the incident took place. That's correct, ma'am. If you head over to the holding cells, you can meet the criminal himself. You branded him a criminal already? He's a good ass, shaking like a legal leaf. And he's yelp, he's a give you a chuckle if nothing else. I didn't mean to chuckle! He's inmate 53. He's the inmate 53. Speak to the jailer. It will show you to the way. The way. Inmate 53. Thank you. Zoom. So there's no helping anyone against the Reaper of the Bailey, they say. I'm actually starving. Is somebody troubling you, Mr. Naruhodo? To tell the truth, when I recalled the trial yesterday, I can't stop myself from shaking. The idea of facing the Reaper in cold again is... dramatic? Well, if you think it's too much for you, there's no shame in turning the case down. That takes courage too. But if the man they arrested is innocent, you could well imagine we will be shaking like a leaf in his eye? And for one wouldn't find a side of that funny, you know? So, if I'm honest, I'm still reeling from the shock of yesterday's events myself. I'm really not sure I'll be able to help this man, whoever he is. But I'd like to try, so I think I'm going to make some inquiries. Will you help? Do you really think you had to ask? After all, I'm not your judicial assistant. Yeah, okay, whatever. Thank you, so then shall we? Yes. Let's go! Let's go, boy! Let's go! Okay, prison. Let's go into prison! I'm curious. Who is the criminal so talk? So these are the British prison cell. They look gruesome. A classic, I would like to say. Oh, they're ghastly. It feels just like a dungeon. Yes, and have experienced it in Japan myself. I can assure you that our wooden cell felt a lot cozier than the cold stone walls. Oh, don't, Mr. Naruhodo. You make it even worse. Now. Maybe it is. Apparently, our client is in this cell. Here. Mr. Doctor at the back there. Can't make him out. I wonder what he's like. Inmate 53, your legal representative here to see you. Stop hiding in the back of the cell and show your bloody face at once. Am I? Am I a cat? As yet we know his name. Calling me by my number is certainly unbelievable. Unjustly unreasonable, I refuse to answer. Mr. Naruhodo, what the? What do you think is going on here? Yeah, I have no idea. I wasn't just hearing things, was I? That the radio complaints was in Japanese. Hear it? Japanese? What the fudge are you? Even your drawing seems like badly made. Excuse me, but who? Shh, quiet. Questionable drawing. Is that fake? Your eyebrows are weird. Okay. They're all around, hiding. I know they are. They're watching, listening. Even now, I can sense it. Hello, paranoia doctor. Would you mind telling me your name? Right, so could I... There you are! You've to curse me, haven't you? You try to hide it. You're a ghost. A ghost? Bailiff? What the hell did you give this man? We mean you no harm, prisoner son. Are you... Japanese by any chance, sir? This is... beyond my wildest dream! What, doctor? Professor? Oh, doctor? He looks dressed like a professor or a doctor. Forgive me for the outburst before. I'm so sorry. No, it's fine. We were just a little surprised, that's all. Wow, imagine it. Imagine it. It's been 12 long months since I left my hometown, and here I am, a frightful fix of Rainland. So hearing these sweet, sentimental tones of a compatriot's voice, here in this damn dark hellhole, was a most monumentally moving moment. What the hell was that? Who could have guessed that this new kind Lord Strong had assigned to us will turn out to be a fellow Japanese? What compassion, my hello countrymen show to dispatch a first-class lawyer all the way from Japan to defend a mere foreign student. Novel, nurturing, never failing, Nippon! Student. So, okay, I thought it was a professor. A first-class lawyer. Oh dear, I think there's been something of misunderstanding here. I wonder, would you be so kind to tell us what happened? Are you being detained as a suspect, for example? Yes, I can. I will. Shot, Soling, Silent, Stay, Soling, Silent. What the fuck? Damn, I no wonder they just give up on the eyebrows. They're doing so many animation with this body of his. I'm not quite sure I understand what he means, but he seems happy. You say so? Yes, he does. Just hope he actually has a good reason to be ecstatic, I guess. Thank you for your cooperation. I am a lawyer. You said my name is Ryunosuke Naruhodo. I am a Naruhodo judicial assistant. Susato Mikotoba. I am a visiting student sent here by our government. Notably notoriously named Natsume Miku. Natsume. So Seki Natsume. Natsume? Converse. So Seki Natsume. Soseki Natsume-san. What an unusual name, is it? Call me Soseki, please. A poet, you see. A writer of a haiku. It's something of a nom de plume. Nom de plume? You mean an allies? Is nom de plume really an alternative way to say allies? That's right, Naruhodo. No. Don't be so prosaic. It's much more refined than that. And haiku? Do you really reminds me of home? I hear you say that you were a visiting student, sent over here by the government. Yeah, that's right. A year ago I was told to go and study English. First I had to suffer that misery, and now this. It's beyond pale. Yes, suffer that misery. Do you not want to study here? No, I mean, I've had an interest in Great Britain for so many years, of course. Oh. But just because the government tells you to do something doesn't mean you can do it. No. What do you mean? If they told me to study English literature, that I could have understood. That's my field. But no, they told me to study the English language. Utterly unbelievable, unjustly unreasonable. I see. What? Like the other day, I was told to send a report about my first year here. I turned a blank piece of paper. Wise words on white washi. What? You must be a man of great standing. Oh yes, so I'm often told. Often lie to be told, it seems. Please tell me. You kill someone? Could you play? Oh, you still didn't kill someone. So perhaps you tell exactly why you have been arrested, Saki-san. I don't know. I didn't do it. I didn't commit that atrocious murder. Murder? Oh, no. It's alright. The woman didn't actually die, did she? But she was stabbed with a knife right before my eyes. Before your eyes? You mean you saw the attacker? I didn't see anyone. Wait, what? What? You have seen the person who did it. Do you think I'd be locked up in here? Oh dear, it seems this case is becoming rather complicated. Why me? Why me? Why did this silly woman have to be Why did that silly woman? Why the victim had to be stabbed in front of me? It's a curse. It's the curse of London. It's incredible, inexcusable, irritatingly inconvenient. Okay. So Soseki-san was there at the scene, but he didn't see the attacker. Okay. So wait till we find out more about the case. Yes, it's kind of messy. About the case. Please tell me about the case. It was an accursed evening, just after the snow had started to clear the heavy with fog. Okay. I'd been in the bookshop to buy some books, and I was on my back to my accursed lodgings. Though the bookshop was accursed too. As I was walking along the accursed pavement, I could make out the solid silhouette of another ahead of me. A woman wearing a green overcoat, she was. Just as I went to overtake her. She died. She suddenly let out a little scream and collapsed onto the cold, harsh slab of stone in my feet. How terrible! I called out the woman, but she didn't move. It was like a ghostly, ghoulish, grim graveyard. Slight exaggeration there, perhaps. I was terrified. I had to get away from here. And so I ran as fast as my legs could carry me back to my accursed lodgings. That's not good. They'll say it was shameful. I know. I ran away like that. Tell me, Saseki-san, was the victim an acquaintance of yours? Don't be ridiculous. I don't think I know any of those fair-haired English of a young woman like that. I'm defeated, shy, timid, unsure. I can't talk to people. I see. A young woman unknown to Soseki-san. At the time it happened. What else did you see nearby? Did anybody pass you? Regrettably, apart from myself and the woman, I didn't see a soul. Nobody? Oh great. So the victim was unknown to you, and there was nobody else on the street at the time. That creates something a conundrum, doesn't it? Conundrum? What conundrum? What conundrum? What conundrum? What are you talking about? What conundrum? What do you mean, Susato? What's the conundrum? Well, if Soseki-san has just told us true, there's something I can't explain. He says that he didn't know the victim, and that there was no one else at the scene. Then he apparently fled without having been seen. I did. But if that's the case, surely this man has to be the culprit. Arg, you! What did you just say? Nothing. I didn't say anything. Wait. Oops, perhaps I thought that a little loudly. Actually, that's not what I was troubling me. What I was thinking was, how did Soseki-san actually come to be arrested? Yeah, I agree with that statement. Someone must have witnessed you, sorry. You didn't touch the victim, and there was nobody at the scene to see him. So how did the police ever discover that he was there in the first place? Oh yes, she's right. It what? It was him. The cursed great detective. He led the police to me! Oh, the bad luck. The cursed great detective? Could it be? Should I forget the man's name as long as I live? His hearty laugh and his self-proclaimed greatness. Brash, big head, boozy body. Begone! You'll be accursed until the end of your days. Alec Sholmes. Oh, I knew it. I knew it. Mr. Sholmes? Well, look. Here, look, Sholmes. Well, I didn't expect to hear that name from this man's lips, that's for sure. It was the morning after the night, and I folded on the pavement before me. I was gnawing on a silver hard cheese when some man suddenly burst through the door. They started shouting at me, "'Tis the police, put the weapon down!" And it was a thin silver, and yes, it was hard. But I wasn't eating a weapon. Disgusting dietary discrimination, devils. Devils? Hump. Well, you have the hump movement. You clearly tried more yesterday. There he was, in the middle of all the policemen, grinning like a Cheshire cat. That Sherlock Holmes. It is actually Sherlock Holmes. He's English. I've since found out that he's a famous name in detection here in London. Yes, the great detective is really very well known. He's overly sharp, I managed to deduce my whereabouts apparently. He thinks I'm a knife-wielding madman. Me? This weak, stupid kid of a man? I wonder what a great deduction process led him to his conclusion this time. You mean to say that Mr. Sholmes' deduction was the only reason the police arrested you? Well, he was there. Also, that will be really most unreasonable. Well, the thing is... Well, I was thrown into the panic when they bugged their way in. You kinda look like the Joker, I don't know why. Of course you were, that's only natural. I was terrified and trembling. They kept throwing question after question at me in impossible English. Finish foreign, filling inflammatory. Well, we are in England. You can't really blame them to questioning in bloody English, isn't it? Good point, good point. But in my mind I went blank and you had to answer, but they didn't know what to say. So I just kept repeating things like, yes, I do, and I'm fine. The next thing I knew, I was in Chronicles, and before I knew, I was thrown in here. Oh dear, I'm afraid that hardly surprising. I'm fine. He's not fine now. Mr. Naruhodo, Esquire. You can just call me Naruhodo, and we are speaking English. A simple mister is more than enough. Oh yes, yes, they really got to me. This country is poisoning my mind. But please, I beg you to defend me in court tomorrow. You can tell me what really happened. You will do it, won't you? Doesn't help. Well, Why so hard to say yes to me? Well, the thing is, I'm just a student like yourself on a study tour. Ah, a student? I have defended a case in the Old Bailey, only the one though. But at this moment in time, I really don't know what I'm supposed to believe in. I'm confused about what justice is in this country even means. Ah, Naruhodo-san. Not even the foreign student who was supposed to be here. I'm sort of a locum lawyer, I suppose. But that amount! The mark of the defense lawyer from our great empire! I'll keep saying from the man who should have been here. He was my best friend. Keepsake? I know exactly what they are saying about me. Oh, what do you mean? The lawyers, all the British defense lawyers, they won't defend me. Goodness, why? Why do you say that? For the same reason as you noted before, when it happened. There was only the victim and myself around, and I ran away from the scene of the crime. I'm not a fool, I know it looks as though I must be the culprit. It must be very hard for you, Soseki-san. Anyway, I'm a student from overseas. Just for nobody to them, so I'm not to be trusted. Heard them openly laughing about me before. My ear shut without any compunction at all. A trial for this matter would be a waste of time, they said, and of course the foreigner did it. They even had the goal to say the man doesn't understand half of what's being said anyway. That's awful. You're wrong. I've studied more English than half of the policemen out there on the streets. Oh my god. Why I was like, I wanna say relatable. I have to deal with so much shit. It's like, you know, I had to study your fucking language. You know that? You know that? You know that? I travel halfway around the world to learn about these people's country and this great history. But no one here wants to listen to a man with a strange accent. They'll hate me. So at the very least, I'd like to entrust my fate to someone who can listen to me in my native tongue. Well, I guess I cannot relate with that. You will do it, couldn't you? When I look into your eyes, I can see what you're being through. So Seki-san, it's just that. Give me a little time, please. I'll do what I can, for the time being. What do you mean? Well, I shall investigate the case as truly as possible. If we can find some clues, I will give us a much better chance, I'm sure. Yes, thank you. I'll be here, all alone, waiting for you. Welcome, student. Mr. Naruhodo is quiet. We should be going then, Naruhodo-san. We have the case to prepare for.
Objection!